English in action, English in action, English in action. I want to learn, I want to learn, I want to. Dumalambo maseve, this week we are in the KIA Picanto EX manual and we're gonna have a conversation. So if you are new here, thank you so much for joining us and thank you so much for joining the channel. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can get notifications on the channel. And if you've been an upstanding member of the Maseve Society, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to watch those ads because Kulavega Gucci and all that jazz. So let's get into the KIA Picanto. So on the exterior of the KIA Picanto, I think this is a very good looking little super mini. It's a very cute little car, very compact. So there's not much to get into. I really think it's attractive on the outside. Very attractive little thing, man. Look at these little wheels. The only thing that bores me about the exterior is the fact that those rims are caps. So it has that little dark disc, that black disc at the back, and then they just covered it with caps. So it looks a bit shoddy and it looks like an afterthought. But other than that, keep picanto, guys. Keep piggy, keep piggy. Like, it's just a small little thing, man. It's the piggy. Like, it's a cute little car. Like, not much to get into. On the interior, it's very true to KIA. Like, very good quality on the interior. Multifunction steering wheel, you have a digital cluster up in front, which is an absolutely nice touch for this car. You have the small infotainment system screen, you have USB, the normal USB and USB-C port, sorry. You also have climate control features. Like, these climate control features are quite nice because they're just the conventional knobs and buttons, which is also nice. Conventional volume button. Like, the interior of this car is just so true to what KIA offers, which is good quality products, and I think it's just an absolutely stunning car to be in. I really do enjoy this interior a whole lot. Like, I'm just like, wow. Yeah, there's not much to get into. You have cloth seats, you know, like, this is a very budget, back to basics kind of car. So we'll get into everything in the verdict, but in terms of the interior, I'm quite happy. I think it's nice. So what is powering the KIA Picanto and what is the drive like? So the KIA Picanto is powered by a 1-liter engine that produces 49 kilowatts and 95 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 5-speed manual. So obviously you guys will probably be like, yo, Reba, those power outputs are so small, like, you know, it's so minuscule. To be quite honest, it works for the size of this car. It doesn't feel underpowered at all. Once you're in motion, it runs very beautifully. So it doesn't feel like you're driving something that will frustrate you. So yeah, it's very nice. This gearbox is also quite decent. And the fuel economy in this car is absolutely amazing. KIA claims about 5.5 liters. They say you can also go as low as 5 liters. I'm doing 6 liters. Because I have a heavy foot, I'm doing 6 liters, obviously. I mean, it wouldn't be a Maseve review without high fuel consumption because I'm always pedal flat. But in terms of the drive, I'm not very frustrated. I think it's very nice to drive, a zippy little thing, a nice city slicker, a car that you can live with on a daily. Yeah, there's not much really to get into in terms of the driving. Now, let's get into the verdict, right? Let's get into the verdict. What does Riba think of the KIA Picanto, right? Okay, cool. First things first, let's get into the things I don't like about this car. And it's quite a few things, and I feel so bad. Number one, this boot space. This is probably the worst boot space I've ever seen and experienced. This boot space is the size of my foot. Like, I don't understand. I think the boot was an afterthought. Yes. Ogara brass baku KIA were done building the car, but head designer bona, head manufacturer, head engineer, referi shapile span, si shaile span. And then the guy's like, there's no boot here. They were like, 2 minutes. The boot is just so small and it frustrates me a whole lot. That even with that boot space, there is like a compartment where you have a bit of a deeper, like an extra storage space. But like, why must I be peeling and getting layers for my boot? You know, that shelf on top doesn't need to be there. You could have taken that thing out, just made one deep boot. Oh, okay. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah. The second thing I don't like about this car is the clutch. The clutch is way too soft. Like, I won't lie to you, I've been stalling. And remember, I come from a Polo manual, and I've been accustomed to Polo manuals, like the VW manuals and the Suzuki manuals. Those ones, clutch, you balance nice, you go. This one, oh, the clutch is so soft. The clutch is so soft, and I'm just like, yo, guys, it was frustrating. Driving this car has been a bit of a frustration in terms of the clutch. But once you get used to it and you just assimilate with it, it's fine, it works. But in the beginning, in the inception phases, you will see a bit of flames. The third thing I don't like about this car is the size. Weirdly enough, I'm not a big, this is a personal thing, I'm not a big fan of cars of this size. Like, they're so small, these super mini things like Fiat 500s and like, I don't get them, and I feel a bit cramped in this car. In a car like this, I feel a bit cramped. But those are just a few things that I'm not happy about. So yeah. So what do I really think about the Kia Picanto? It's a bit of a tough one, because when I looked at the pricing, this car starts at 260,000 Rand, which is quite a lot of money considering where it plays. It's supposed to be a budget car. And the one we are in is 284,995. So almost 300,000 for a manual like this. When you put it into perspective, guys, the i20 comes in at 230,000. That's a 1.2 liter engine. And you also have the Suzuki Swift, which is a 1.2 liter engine that comes in at 213,000. You have so many other cars in the Ford. You can also get a 1.4 liter naturally aspirated Polo Vivo, the Comfort line or the Trend line. I think I hope I'm getting my trims correctly. You can get that. So I'm very conflicted about the Picanto, because I find it to be really expensive, considering that there's so many budget giants in its playing field. It's not a bad car. It really isn't a bad car, but I'm just trying to correlate the price and what they're offering. Also, like, the only way I could justify a Picanto is because it has better quality than most of the cars that I've spoken about. Like, in terms of interior quality, it just feels a bit more solid. Yes, it feels a bit more solid. But the average person who's looking for something affordable does not necessarily care about quality. Sometimes manufacturers are trying to give us Harman Kardon on a budget. No! I want a car to go to work and school. I don't want all these fancy things. I don't want the car that's expensive for the sake of it being premium. I don't care about that. I just want a car that goes to one place and the other. And I think that's where the Swift has now cannibalized the market and taken over so many customers, because it is a bigger car and it's cheaper. I mean, the GLX manual is cheaper than this. I think it's 250 something. It's cheaper than this, the GLX manual, and you're getting a better clutch. I mean, so I don't get it. So I have very mixed feelings about the Kia Picanto, and it hurts me because there's this whole social media thing that women love Picantos, women love cars like this is what they like, whatever. And I feel like in this review, as I'm saying these things, I feel like I'm betraying a lot of women, because I am a woman. But this is one size of a car that I can never fathom and never understand. I just can't. You guys know me and my reviews. There's tables, there's tiles, there's papers, there's bags, there's boxes, there's things in my car. And living with a car like this would frustrate me to the core. I could not survive with a Picanto in my life. I just definitely know. So yeah, very mixed feelings about the Kia Picanto. If you're looking for a Kia Picanto, yes, you can go buy it, but weigh your options first. Look at a Swift, look at a Baleno, look at a Starlet Cross, look at a Fronx, look at a i20. Like, there's so many other cars you can look at before you consider this one. But if you want it, you can buy it. I mean, I don't know if I'm making sense in this review, because I feel like I'm just talking and just blurting a lot of things out. But I don't know. I really don't know. Based on the fact that this car is very well built, my ultimate verdict of this car will have to be a good 8 out of 10, because it's so well built and there's a market for it. However, I don't think this is what you should be spending money on. I think outside of the whole Kia marquee, this is probably the only car that I'm not happy with. I've driven all Kia cars, guys, from Sonnet to the Carnival, and the Carnival in a Royal Funerals. Guys, I can't yo, Carnival. But I've driven all of those cars, and I've loved every one of them. This is probably the only product from them that I would not recommend. And I love Kia, guys. I love Kia products, but I don't, guys, I'm just so frustrated and confused. And maybe it's the size of the car, but also when I look at the pricing, guys, I'd get a Vivo or a Swift. And this gearbox is nice, everything is fine, yeah, but I resent, like, right, lento bayifuna uyenza right, right. Kodwa ngeke azange bay execute kahle. Nyang understand abafethu. Like on paper right, like yeah, siyabona budget car, kodwa execution ayikho right. That's so guys. And that is it from me, maseve. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you guys think of the Kia Picanto. Ultimately, guys, like I said earlier, I don't hate this car at all, and I don't think it's a bad car. But considering where it's playing, it's very expensive and it's very small. So I'm sorry, like that's the only thing I have about it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you buy this for 285,000 rand? Is it a car that you guys would consider? Let's have a conversation. Let's keep it going. I have not had my morning coffee, so I need to go look for coffee. And like why are you walking in the road? You are just casually laissez-faire walking across the road. Like, what's going on? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I just want bread. Peanut butter. I just want bread with peanut butter and coffee, so I can go on with my day and just be, a good maseve. A good maseve. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling. I'm talking a lot again. Let me know what you guys think of the Kia Picanto. I hope you watch the ads, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.